Alright, guys, I'm Morthadon bringing you Steins Gate 0, episode 12. Yeah, 12. Uh, so, in the last episode, sorry if you heard me, I was fidgeting with the mic. I don't know if you guys can actually hear when I do that. But in episode 11, we had the whole. They went to where the laptop was being decrypted. Uh, that Maho brought it to, and ended up being Daru. Like a big old coincidence. Probably the best case scenario since they needed to destroy it, and I don't know. I guess if they brought it anywhere else, they should have been able to get it back from there anyway. You know, if you think of it logically from like a, if you're hiring someone to do it and then you just cancel the job, maybe you pay them for their time that they spent and, just take the laptop and go. Either way, for some reason, I still don't know why, Daru was very against stopping it, even after what Okabe told him, but who knows. And then we had they got jumped while they were there by both the Americans and the Russians, from what Okabe said. He seemed pretty convinced, so I'm just gonna believe that was the case. The first group was the Americans that jumped him, and the Russians came in and destroyed the laptop, allegedly. And I do have a new theory after editing that I will say here, but I'll wait till the end of all this stuff. But yeah, so the laptop is allegedly destroyed, and so all that information is gone unless they find another way to get it. And I mean, they said that still doesn't mean that World War III is averted. Who knows if that means they can just figure out how to make the time machine without Kurasu's research, Maybe it just delays it a bit, but whatever. Who knows? I don't want to go too in depth about the review before the episode. But then we had for some reason Maho went limp. I still don't really understand that. It really confused me, but the only thing I can think of is just fear, unless she has some kind of illness that we're gonna learn later. But like just fear and sadness and overwhelming emotions through like the whole day. But then I guess jumping to the American and Maho leaving, going back to where they came from, they uninstalled Amadeus, so Amadeus, Maho, and the American are out of the story. We also saw the other American girl on the plane right at the end, and that's my theory that I had the theory that it was a laptop under the blanket that we didn't see, but while editing I saw the scene again and I couldn't help but, I try not to look deep into things while I edit, because I kind of want to just have, my first initial watch through be, my main reaction to it, and then just go off of my theories from that. But I did happen to glance at it longer, while editing, and I did notice that her hand was under it, and it almost looked like it was only her hand. And my thought is a lot of people seem to have gotten, hurt a bit in that alley where the shooting took place. And I'm thinking that that American chick was one of the people there, which the fact that she came in the story just for such a brief moment and now seems to be leaving the story makes me think that she is part of that group. So it might not be that the laptop is still in play. I thought it might have been when I at first glanced under that blanket, but I don't think so. I think it might have just been covering her injured hand, and that's why it showed us. But who knows? I'm gonna kind of go with both theories. Leaning more towards the injured hand over the laptop still somehow being in play, but I don't want to completely trash the theory of the laptop still being in play somehow. But that being said, I think we can just jump right into the episode. I don't think there was anything else that I need to recap on. I think I remember I think that was a good chunk of the episode. And now we get to see what's in episode 12. So, as per usual, guys, you go down into the description below, right down there, and you're gonna click on the Vimeo link. You're gonna watch the highlight, and then you're gonna return to the YouTube video to watch my thoughts and or not reaction, but my thoughts and review on the episode and my predictions on what could happen and how I feel about the episode and all that. And yeah, so click the Vimeo link down there, come right back here, and yeah, go ahead. Oh, alright. Guys, that was an episode. I was really confused at first, and I'm still confused, but I love being confused. Let's be real, first, stuff like that, mystery stuff like that, that's amazing. And especially when it involves, like, the whole time travel thing. Oh, that's so weird. So, man, so yeah, so that's episode 12, guys. Oh, God. So, though I wrote down song, which I didn't have to because the whole episode was about the song. Like, I was worried I'd forget, because sometimes I forget little things that I want to talk about throughout the episode, so I tried marking it down, but no, the whole episode was really about that song. So... That's so strange. How all of that, like, connects together. So what was it? My... Like, you can't even, like, figure out where it started, you know? So if I'm right, and that's Okabe at the end there, and he just, forgot that for some reason. I don't know why he would have forgotten it. Maybe because it was just so long ago. But if we think about it this way, Kaguri was singing at that bench, Okabe heard it, learned the song, sang it to Mayuri when she was sad about her grandmother later on. This might be a stretch, that being Okabe, I don't know. And then, but no. But Mayuri doesn't remember hearing it, but his mom heard it all the time, so I guess he was trying to cheer up Mayuri in front of his mom, I guess, maybe? And his mom heard it, so then his mom sang it while in a cooking class with Yuki, and then Yuki liked it and sang it. Who was after that? It was Mayuri again, right? Mayuri heard it from Yuki, and then that's where Mayuri remembered it from, I guess, because she doesn't remember it from when they were younger. But why don't either of them remember it from when they were younger? Were they a part of this, like, American group study or something somehow? I don't know. And they, like, somehow erase their memories? Or why don't they have memories of that? I don't know. It seems weird that they both don't remember. Like, too coincidental for the song to be, like, this way. But yeah, so Yuki brought it back to Mayuri, who then remembered it all the way into the future until she met Kaguri and sang it to Kaguri, and that's where Kaguri first learned it. And then Kaguri came back in time and told it to or sang it to frickin' Okabe. So it, like, all goes in one big loop, which is weird. Because if you think, like, in a way, that proves the existence that, like, time travel is possible. Like, if you didn't believe it at first, you'd, like, kind of have to believe it after hearing that, maybe? Kind of thing? I don't know. But I just wanted to run through that loop. Even though I kind of understood the loop in my head, I wanted to go through it. But I don't know what to make of it. Like, I don't know where they could go from here with that realization, other than the fact that it now brought Kaguri's memories back, at least of her mom. Now, I'm wondering, since all she saw in her dreams the entire time was Mayuri, does she only remember Mayuri as her mom? Does she remember that she came from the future? Does she remember that, she was a war orphan? Does she remember all of that now? Did everything come back now? Or was it just the fact that she's her mom and she still has, work to do to get the rest of her memories back? I don't know. How are they also gonna explain this to Mayuri? Because I'm pretty sure Mayuri is, still in the dark about all this. I think. I believe so. So, how are they going to explain that Kaguri is her adopted kid from the future? Unless they're just going to move on and, not tell her still. But I feel like they have to now with Kaguri calling her mommy. Wouldn't she be curious? I know Mayuri is a very, accepting person and could just, accept this just to make Kaguri feel better, but I don't know. Super interesting. I don't really know, I can't believe how fast that episode went, to be honest. I honestly felt like we should have seen more, but that's only because, I was so into it. I always love backstory and getting answers to stuff, and we've been having build-up, all of these pieces have been thrown at us, but no real answers have been made, what do we know now that we didn't know at the start of the show? Really? If you think about it, before this episode, they've just given us pieces, but not really answers. They've given us questions, but not answers. We know that there's, World War III coming, but we already knew that from the first season. So this season, all we learned is that, what we've realized at this point is the whole Amadeus thing, but that doesn't really have much to do, almost seems like a side story as a way to reintroduce Kurisu. So far they've given us that piece, but we don't know why it's relevant to the entire story yet. There's the whole, unless that's how they're gonna get the information again. We don't have Kaguri's laptop anymore that has her time travel theories. But wouldn't Amadeus be able to figure it out if it's Kaguri's brain? Even if it was before she wrote the theories, technically with her brain and her thought process, she should be able to come up with those theories again, so maybe that's how it's going to come into play. And maybe that's why Amadeus is getting targeted that one time it was down for a bit. I don't know. But then we had Kaguri come in, but then she didn't have any of her memories, so it was we got thrown another piece of this puzzle, but that piece still didn't answer any questions. And, do we even have a goal? He said he's not gonna look for, the Steins Gate or whatever. I believe, the perfect world line is what that means, if I remember correctly. So if he's not looking for that, he's not trying to save anyone, we don't really have, a purpose for the series yet, do we? Now that I'm really thinking about it, or am I just stupid? They're just trying to... I guess the purpose is to prevent World War III without time traveling. That's the purpose, I suppose. But... But yeah, interesting. We've just given, all these pieces that are trying to be solved without any time traveling, and so far, anyway, I guess the earthquakes, which are an early sign of things going bad, are happening, and so it seems like they haven't really diverted World War III yet. So, I don't know. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I went on a whole rant there that didn't really go anywhere, I was really just trying to piece together what we know and like what the objective of the show is, and see if that would like make me think of anything. Um, if it would like bring up any kind of theories, but yeah, I mean, weird. So the whole song thing might have just been to get her memories back, but I still don't know how she plays into the whole story. Like how she's gonna affect things. But weird. Hmm. Interesting. Anyway, I don't really have much else to say, guys. I cannot think of any like predictions of where it can go from here. Aside from the fact that if Kaguri has all her memories back, we might learn some more stuff about the future, maybe. Um, but even then, she was still a kid at the time. I guess we did see that, you know, she's been. But I thought we already knew that. But so from pretty close to the time she came back in time, they called her by the K60 thing, had her back then too. So these people, I'm guessing it's like the American side, it seems like, has had her like in captivity and she escaped when she was older. Um, which would also make sense as to why she lost her memories and so did all of them. So I wonder if it's gonna be like some big conspiracy theory with this group that, you know, as kids, they all were together and then had their memories wiped, which would be interesting. Hmm. And before she gets all her memories back and she's Kurisu? No, I don't know. I doubt that, but yeah. Especially because they talked about Yeah, they talked about Kurisu's mom, so I don't know. I don't think that would even work. So I'm pretty sure that's like out of the question now. Kaguri being Kurisu, even though they look similar. But yeah, I don't know, man. I can't think of anything, which means the story is doing a good job of not being predictable, at least for me. Maybe other people figured it out by this point. They knew what was going to happen, but I have no idea. But we will see in future episodes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you did, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Check out my other series if you want. I'm watching Boruto right now. I'm gonna try to speed up the release on those episodes in the coming weeks, because there's just so many of them. This I'm gonna stay at a steady pace, and maybe in a week or two, I might consider starting another series. I don't know. I do really want to get more. I want to get more series up on my channel, because that's one thing when I go to other reaction channels, when I watch one of their shows, I like seeing the rest of their shows as long as I've seen it a lot of the times. Or if it's a show I didn't really care for, then I won't watch it. But if it's a decent show that I enjoyed, I really like that, like being able to stay with one reactor for a while. So I want to get more up on my channel, and only doing 2 shows at a time, it's going to take me, you know, years to have a decent selection up on my channel. But I'm in it for the long haul. I'm hoping to be here for years, you know. I do want to keep making these. But yeah, we'll see. And hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.